Sister Act the musical.
I don't even know where to start.
Take me to heaven, take me to kingdom come.
I had fun.
I saw it twice. The first time I saw it, I was angry. I really did not like it. I think because I knew to expect all the changes that were made. The second time, I resigned myself to it. We were also in the front row, so I had to be on my best behavior. I was pretty bored the first time. The second time, I don't know that I noticed any significant changes they made from the beginning of previews to now. I don't know. I still don't know why they made all the changes that they made, and that's the thing that irritates me the most. They weren't different enough from the original movie to seem like it was necessary, and then they didn't make any sort of impact on the show, so it just left me wanting to watch the movie. Victoria Clark, though.
Girl.
You know, the first time I saw it, especially because I was front mez, I was like, all right, Victoria Clark is amazing in general, so she did a fine job. Front row, though?
Girl.
Real tears.
And that. Oh, it was whatever moment when the first time she cried every single time that something upsetting happened to her character, just on cue. Oh, it was, that made me so happy because I love seeing real tears on Broadway. I love it because there's so many times when if you're sitting further back and people are really good at acting the sentiment in their voice, but if you're sitting up close, you're like, I hear it in your voice, but I don't see it on your face.
Yeah, it needs to be both.
Yeah.
Because there are people, yes, you do have to play to the back, the very last row of the balcony, but there are people sitting in the first few rows that can see everything that's happening on your face, and they can see those tears, Vicky.
And
they
I
can see them.
so appreciated them.
And it
immediately
honestly, it made me enjoy it more.
Yeah. Because you were like, damn, bitch is acting.
Mm-hmm. Especially because I feel like her songs, the more musical theater songs, like the two that she sang and then the random one that Sister Mary Roberts sang, that was an excellent song and had no place in that show at all. But those were the songs I enjoyed the most from a musical theater goer standpoint. And then I think most of the reviews did say the best parts were when the nuns were singing, which is true. The first time I watched it, and this time too, when they got to Raise Your Voice, I was like, no, I'm watching a musical. And the first act is almost over. Part of the spirit of the movie was corrupted. I don't know, it's a silly thing to say because it's a silly movie and it's a silly show. Yeah. But the whole thing with what Dolores does for the services.
Right.
In the movie, she does bring the showbiz to the services, but it still is a church service. In the show, I'm assuming because it's a musical and they wanted to make it bigger, it turns into a Vegas review. And I'm like, well, I'm kind of on Mother Superior's side here.
All right.
She is sort of turning it into not about church anymore. And I'm not one to usually side with the Catholic Church.
Wow, Sister Act, you made Patty side with the Catholic Church. That is hard. It made me feel a little bit like when I saw Mamma Mia, the movie with Meryl Streep, and you were like, Meryl Streep, what are you doing in this movie? But then she was so committed to it, even in its ridiculousness, that you were sold. And that's how I kind of felt. And not that I think it was that well done, but in that part when the older nun comes out and is rapping, it's the most ridiculous thing, but at that point I was like, all right, you're going for it. Yeah. And I was amused by it. I thought it was funny. And I love that actress, Audrie Neenan. Yeah. Oh, right. That's why I keep on recognizing her, because she plays the judge on Law and Order.
Right, yeah.
I love her, and she's fabulous. And she was so funny. It was just what? Old lady nun rapping, hilarious. All right, do it. You're going for it. This is what I think. I think that Sister Act is the type of show that when people complain about movies into musicals, this is what they're talking about. They're like, but then it's like, really? What about Billy Elliot? Oh, I love Billy Elliot. Like, it's bullshit because Billy Elliot was in the same season as 9 to 5, and all anyone wanted to talk about 9 to 5 was how bullshit it's a movie to, you know, a musical, blah, blah, blah. But then, like, Billy Elliot swept, you know? And it was like, hello. It's a soda. It's sweet. You're enjoying it. It's going to go to your thighs a little bit, and then you're going to forget about it. And you're going to be, you know, like, whatever. I'll be flipping through my playbills 20 years from now and be like, oh my god, Sister Act?
Yeah, and I'll be like, why did I see this twice? I didn't pay for it the first time.
But yeah, like, it's not gonna be remembered. Nobody's gonna remember Sister Act the musical.
I know, but because you loved the movie so much, doesn't that bother you a little bit? I guess that's my problem with it. I feel like they didn't do something that I love justice.
Okay, I maybe that's why I'm not bothered by it, because I saw Sister Act for the first time when like 2 years ago or something like that. It wasn't like
crazy.
Why is that crazy?
I don't know.
Okay. Like, it's not like something I connect to my childhood or like, oh, I've loved it. Like, if they did like Hocus Pocus the musical and it was terrible, obviously I would be like, or like, you know, I know a lot of people didn't like 9 to 5, but I love 9 to 5, and 9 to 5, not necessarily something from my childhood, but I mean, I think I probably saw it when I was a teenager or something like that, and I love, and with feminism, you know, like, I love that movie, and I thought it was so good. If it had been bad, in my opinion, I probably would have been upset by it. Demond Green. I love him. Oh my god. He's so funny. I saw him in Toxic Avenger and like fell in love with him and thought he was amazing in that show. And the little part that he had in this, he was also pretty hilarious. That role was so bizarre and like such a weird little character that they gave him, but I love him. He's so funny. I will say, without spoiling too much, I think my favorite moment in the show involved a quick change.
An extra special quick change.
God knows I love a quick change.
Is there anything else you want to say about Sister Act?
No, I don't know. Meh.
See it if you want to.
Look at my look, can you say hot damn? Look and at once you know what I am. Me, I'm fabulous, baby.
Instead of going, oh yeah, I really loved Sister Act the musical, it made me go, oh yeah, I really love the movie Sister Act.